Today I'm revealing details of a recent military operation undertaken by Russia. And in doing so, I'm doing this to expose the continuing Russian activity that threatens us in the UK and to highlight our constant readiness to respond. In the last few weeks, while the eyes of many were trained on the Middle East, the UK, in partnership with Norway and other allies, have responded to increased Russian activity in the Atlantic north of the UK. This operation involved a Russian Akula-class attack submarine and a concurrent deployment of 2 specialist submarines from Gugi. That's Russia's main directorate for deep sea research. And last November, I outlined how these Gugi units, including the spy ship Yantar, are vessels directed by President Putin to conduct hybrid warfare activities against the UK and our allies, specifically around critical undersea infrastructure. In response to the Russian submarines, I can confirm that I deployed our armed forces to track and to deter any malign activity by these vessels. A Royal Navy warship and Royal Air Force P-8 aircraft, alongside allies, ensured that the Russian submarines were monitored 24/7. The Akula submarine subsequently retreated home, having been closely tracked throughout, and we continued to monitor the 2 Gugi submarines in and around wider UK waters. Our armed forces left them in no doubt that they were being monitored, that their movements were not covert, as President Putin planned, and that their attempted secret operation had been exposed. Those Gugi submarines have now left UK waters and headed back north. And this operation, which lasted more than a month, has now concluded. And I'm making this statement to call out this Russian activity. And to President Putin, I say, we see you, we see your activity over our cables and our pipelines, and you should know that any attempt to damage them will not be tolerated and will have serious consequences. This also reminds us why the seabed matters, especially for Britain. We're an island nation. Connection is everything, for our economy and for our security. And beneath our waters lies a vast network of cables and pipelines on which our way of life depends. Half the gas that heats our homes, 99% of international telecoms and data traffic, trillions of pounds of global trade each day. And for all the reasons that make the seabed matter so much to us are the reasons that make it the prime target for our adversaries. The UK's undersea network is highly resilient, but the threats are increasing, and so we're stepping up our action to defend it. We're confident, and we've got no evidence that any damage has been done to the cables or pipelines. The UK has one of the most resilient undersea networks of any nation, with inbuilt contingencies if there are damage, but we will ensure that with allies that we will verify the state of our infrastructure now that the Russian submarines have been seen off and that they're heading north back to their base.